Hello again and welcome back to thedrinker.co.uk. I'm Pete Turner, and in this series of films we're looking at wines that are generally available in the UK in the winter of 2021 going into the summer of 2022. And in this film we're looking at my recommendations from Marks and Spencer. Marks and Spencer, good standard, really high standard. They're doing some interesting things with wine, particularly with the Found and their Classics range. Do look them out. They're really well priced, really quite precise wines, so they're doing really well there. And they have some really good wines right across the price points. All of the wines in all of these films are priced no higher than £10. So these are my 6 under £10. If you go to thedrinker.co.uk, you'll see all of my recommendations from Marks and Spencer's right across the price range. So do check that out. So we're going to start off with this. It's a bog standard, it looks it, Tempranillo. It's quite a boring old bottle, and it's £5.50 a bottle, and it comes in at 14% in alcohol. Tempranillo, the main grape variety in Rioja, and this comes not too far from where Rioja's made in northeastern Spain. And these grapes are grown at altitude towards the mountains, and what that brings is a real good day-night contrast in temperature. So it's really hot during the day, really cold during the night, and that tends to make really interesting grapes as they grow. It takes slightly longer for them to ripen, and yeah, you get on the nose there is a real sort of blackberry kind of aroma to them. Not a lot of complexity about it, but we're talking about a wine that's £5.50 a bottle. But yeah, that blackberry really opens up in the mouth. Tiny little bit of oak in there, I think. And as a party wine at £5.50 a bottle, that's interesting. It's drinkable. It's not too tannic, not too aggressive in the mouth. It would work well just on its own. It will work well with food. What a lovely wine for only £5.50 at Marks and Spencer's. There you go. So next up we have this from Stella Organics. It's called Starcatcher. Got a really lovely label. It's organic and it's also no added sulphur. So you can see where they're going with this wine. It comes from South Africa, from the Western Cape, and again it does that thing there where the days are really hot during the ripening season, and the evenings are really cold. So again, you get that sort of day-night contrast, which hopefully produces good grapes. It's a little bit like a newly laid hot tarmac road on a summer's day. A hot tarmac, little bit of tyre rubber on it, and then lots of sort of black currant to it, and maybe a hint of blackcurrant leaf. It's big and opulent and jammy and generous, and it really does the trick. The alcohol on this is 13.5%. The alcohol on Tempranillo was 14. It feels in the mouth that's more than 13.5%. Feels bigger and more expressive. It's a beautiful wine. I can see what they're doing with the no added sulphur, organic kind of thing. And it's in theory to promote the purity of the fruit, so you're tasting more of the fruit. Take or leave sulphur. Some people say, oh, I don't like wines with a lot of sulphur in it. Some people can't detect it at all. I'm one of those people, so there we are. But it's a lovely wine at £8 a bottle. Looks great, tastes great. Again, potential for party wine. That's a super winter into spring wine as well. Good winter warmer. But at the same time, as the days get longer, it'll be nice outdoors. Okay, so we're on to the Classics range now. I've done a few of these Classics wines in the previous films. This is £7. It's Vinho Verde from northern Portugal. One of the great wines. Super wine, Vinho Verde. Should really be drunk very young, and this smells very young. It's got a little floral note to it, like spring flowers to it. And there's a real pleasing little spritz about it, as Vinho Verde should have. It should have that sort of just a little bit of fresh bubbles to it. Really lovely wine. What's that, £7 a bottle? Vinho Verde? Classy. Just looks classy, tastes classy, only costs £7 from Marks and Spencer's. What a super wine. Okay, so we are now at Grenache Blanc. This is another from the Western Cape, I think, in South Africa. It's from their Found range. Marks and Spencer's Found range, really interesting wines, usually off the beaten track, grapes that you might not have tried or places that you might not have tasted wines from. This is labelled up as in their dryness scale of 1 to 5, 1 being dry and 5 being very sweet. It's at 2, so it's supposed to have it's supposed to be off dry, what we wine snobs call off dry. Lovely big floral nose to it. Some lovely melon and pineapple and peach. And it's really expressive. It's quite opulent in the mouth. It's bigger. You can taste the sweetness in that the fruit really comes alive, but also it's slightly more viscous in the mouth. It's bigger and mouth-filling. It's fresh. There's some good acidity to it, so it's not a flabby wine in any way. It's really well structured. What are we coming in at? That's £8. And again, you say to anyone it's off dry. These days we've been trained away from slightly sweet wines. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. You know, it's got enough balance and character and poise about itself to not taste in any way like a non-dry wine. Am I making sense? I hope so. Grenache Blanc, really lovely stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so we are now on to Brook Rosé. This is £7 a bottle. Brook do really good wines for Marks and Spencer's in reds and whites too. I nearly had their Chardonnay in this little lineup. Well priced, easy to drink, approachable wines from Australia. And this is a very pretty little rosé, £7. It's 12.5% in alcohol, which is, you know, quite chunky for a rosé. I just looking back on my notes, the Grenache Blanc was 14% in alcohol, pretty much, yeah, the same as the two. That was certainly the first of the reds. 14% for a white wine that's why it felt bigger in the mouth. But there we go. Sorry, I'm going back. So here we are, the Brook Rosé. Yeah, it's everything you need rosé to be. It's £7 a bottle. There's red berries going off all over the place. It's dry and pretty and fresh. It stands on its own 2 feet. And that would make a great party wine. Super stuff. No one's going to complain about that. That's a lovely wine. Okay, so the last one up, again, it's in their Classics range. Really smart looking bottle. Just regular old Prosecco. Comes in at £8 a bottle. Doesn't look like an £8 bottle, does it? Looks way expensive. And yeah, it's Prosecco. It's lemon. It's pear. In the mouth, it's quite floral. It is dry. It's doing everything it needs to be. There's a little bit of minerality to it as well. Some interesting, complex stuff going on there. So there you go. That's my 6 from Marks and Spencer's for the winter of 2021 going into the summer of 2022. I hope you like them. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Check out the website, thedrinker.co.uk, where you'll see all of my reviews of all these wines and all of the other wines that I've selected from the Marks and Spencer's range and all of the other supermarkets too. Have a lovely winter and spring. Have a good Christmas and good drinking to you. Cheers.